up, guys? I'm Elizabeth Panos.
And
PewDiePie.
Just kidding.
No.
I had to say that because our first story of headlines today is about PewDiePie.
All right, well, why don't you start?
Let's get straight into it. The first one comes from Kotaku, everyone's favorite place for controversy right now. It says, even YouTube's most popular gamer is sick of the comments. Now, the headline is, PewDiePie himself says, I go to the comments and it's mainly spam. It's people self-advertising, people that are trying to provoke, people who reply to all these. Just all this stuff to me, it doesn't mean anything. Now, we can all agree, there's no need to argue with this. You go to the comments anywhere in YouTube and it's nothing but bickering and arguing. Now, that part
It's funny though, it's amusing.
It is amusing. Now, I will say, the part where he said people self-advertising, a lot of people get bothered by that, but that has never bothered me. It's usually a lot of people who are like, oh, hey, I just started a YouTube channel, I'm looking to get subscribers, and it's like, as much as it's like spam, I kind of feel for them because I was there back when I first started my YouTube channel, and I was like struggling, like, somebody please, like, look at my channel, I want support. So it's like,
I guess for somebody like PewDiePie who has like millions of subs is just probably sick of seeing it. Like, I don't know, he probably has a million comments of it. Yeah, and
my other thing is, why do people always complain? The ones that are complaining, like, it's like, he was saying, actually in a quote, he was saying, I just want to connect with you bros. That's what he calls his friends, the bros. He says in the video, which went live last Friday, that's all I care about. If you bros aren't with me, what's the point really? And that,
yeah, well, because they get attention. If people post really negative comments, they tend to get attention for it. So that's why people do it, because they get noticed for it.
Yeah, and it's like, you just want to talk just to be heard, and I get it. That's what kind of why we have channels, I guess.
Yeah. All right, well, PAX Prime was this past weekend.
Yeah, PAX Prime!
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was exciting.
Okay. Well, it was in Seattle, and there was a ton of PAX Prime announcements and stuff like that. So this is from, I think, GameSpot. So we're just going to talk about a couple things that happened. Okay. There was Saints Row. The extension came out, the expansion pack for Gat Out of Hell. That was one of them, and they described it as batshit. Well, they put the asterisk for
I get it. They said the naughty word.
They did. They said it was insane. They basically said any adventure that starts with a character saying they're going to shoot Satan in the face is insane. So that came out. They also announced Firewatch. The reveal trailer came out. It was a mystery set in Wyoming wilderness, and they said that the only emotional lifeline you have is a person on the other end of the handheld radio. So that was interesting. And the third one, and then I'm explaining all these and you can tell me which one's your favorite. Okay, so the third thing that they said was there's a new Nintendo 3DS coming out, but this is also only going to be in Japan.
Oh, got it, yeah. I heard about this new 3DS, I guess the name, I didn't hear much about it because I was on vacation, but I guess it's called New 3DS, that's the name?
I think so, that's all they said to describe it, was that the new 3DS will be coming out. They have face buttons that are colored, they look like the Super Nintendo ones. There's an extra analog stick called the C-Stick, better 3D on it, higher CPU for faster downloadable content, and higher graphic quality. It's just supposed to be awesome.
I just hope that the 3D looks better, because the 3DS right now, I love the 3DS, but I have a hard time looking at it when it's in 3D. But
well, it's going to be in Japan first, so you can't even get it yet anyway.
Japan, you can test it out for us and let us know. All right, but the next one is actually kind of cool. It says, on January 19, 2014, many a true nerd started a new playthrough of Fallout 3. Not just any playthrough, though. His goal was to eradicate everyone from the Capital Wasteland. Basically, the whole story in short was this guy who spent time killing everybody in the entire game just to do it. Now, the topic to me on this is like, do we ever as gamers waste our times just playing these games? Obviously it's not a waste of time to play the games, but like doing the special side quests that aren't even required in the game just for the sake of like getting a new experience in the game. Like I know there's completionists out there like Gerard, one of our buddies, you know, he's all about completing games, and it's like I've caught myself doing that before where I'm like, oh, I don't do it much, I don't do it often, but where I'm like,
I was gonna say, Aaron, you speedrun.
Yeah, I speedrun more, but like, oh, like I gotta collect all these coins just to collect them. I know you like to collect more than I do.
I do. I've gotten kind of lazy with it, but I still like doing it. I can't just run by a coin if it's obviously there.
But more power to all of you guys that do. So go ahead to the next one.
All right, well, the next one is, this has been a big topic on the open letter to fans about hate. Basically, developers are fed up with all of the hate and harassment. There's been a lot of cases lately with all of this, like the Quinn case, and at first when this letter came out, there were about 600 signatures on it, and then now it's up to over 2,000. This was originally written by Andreas Zecker, and now like Naughty Dog's on it, Bungie, Blizzard, all these big names are backing it. And the big thing that they want people to do is to take action. If you see hate being put on YouTube or Reddit or any of these types of things, to report it as spam or, you know, like just do something about it.
It goes along perfectly with PewDiePie PewDiePie thing.
Exactly.
He's fed up
yeah, the comments.
with everything. But you know what people are not fed up of will be the last little headline I want to bring to you guys real fast. Just real quick bring up. It's that at PAX Prime recently we finally got a chance to play, well not I didn't because I was on vacation, but people got a chance to play Mighty No. 9, which people have not been complaining about. Speaking of people complaining.
No, not at all.
This one's
people
like
are
people
excited
love.
about this. They should be.
Mr. Unifune himself did do a Kickstarter a while back to get this game, not basically an official Mega Man game, but basically the same thing, Mighty No. 9. And people love it. And something that was really cool that I heard from people at PAX is that they kept the difficulty up and they kept the difficulty hard. Now that's super important in a game like this that's not cloning, but kind of cloning a Mega Man game, because Mega Man games are known to be brutal, and for it to have that feel of Nintendo, this one's more Super Nintendo feel, I'm guessing, they needed to keep that difficulty, and they did. And now, we're gonna take you guys, or I'm gonna take you guys, to some category games. Wait till you guys see what kind of games I pick.
It's pretty ridiculous.
I don't know sometimes why I do the things
I don't know why you do certain things at all, period.
Here's a hint. Goo Goo Gaga. Let's go right now. All right, and now is time for the promised gaming categories. And what I picked for you guys, get out your diapers, get out your lullaby books, because we're gonna do baby-related games. That's right, I went into the store with all my manliness and said, I'm gonna type in baby and see what comes up. So the first one that came up is a game called, well, Baby Heroes by Tabtail. And let me be honest with you guys, this game was really weird. What you do in the game is you play as babies that fix different cities and parts of towns. So like you come across like really dangerous situations in a city, but who better to fix these problems than a 6-month-old child? And I'm talking legitimately, they get your child to be dressed up as like a fireman, and there's like cable wires that need to be fixed. It's just super dangerous things like mowing lawns and things. And you're just like, hey, this little kid can do manual labor, and isn't there laws against stuff like that? But another thing in the game is the graphics are actually bright and clean, and I will admit, it made me a little enticed. Look at that right there. You guys see kids right there snipping wires? That is illegal, friends. Don't do that. Don't let your kids do that unless they've been bad and they've been whining a lot. But I will say all in all that this is not really a necessary game to play. It was kind of fun, but I wouldn't do it unless you're about 3 years old. Okay, but otherwise, the next game is gonna be just look. Oh my God, you guys, when I play this game, it's called Elima's Baby Virtual Pet. That's right, Elima's Baby Virtual Pet. It's basically calling your child a pet. Great title, by the way. Yeah, and what you do is you take care of the creepiest looking baby I've ever seen in my life, and you literally just clean the baby. There's like things where you can pet the baby and rub the baby with like a latex glove looking thing on it. I don't really understand that. You can pat them and they giggle. You can like make faces at them. And another thing that was kind of weird to me is you could tickle the baby with a feather. Now, I don't think I would ever do that with my own kids. You also toss the kid in like a bathtub sometimes, and you just kind of scrub him, and you can leave him in there and turn out the lights, and I'm like, these games are slowly making me realize that we are allowed to do very illegal things with children in these video games, and it's quite scary. And as you guys can see, as I said, this is the creepiest looking baby ever, and I have kids of my own, so I don't need to be doing this. So it's time to just move on to the next game and get this one out of the way. The next one is called, this one's actually depressing, guys, Celebrity Baby Salon. You pick from different babies that are Justin Bieber, who else was it? Rihanna, Avril Lavigne, and this is gonna sound really weird, but you can pick a baby Michael Jackson. Now, check this out. Last time I remember Michael Jackson as a baby, he wasn't white. But in this game, he is. And then you take the kids and you take them and they drive cars to like celebrity events. They're going in Jeeps and you gotta steer them around the road and you're running into things. And I'm like, what are these games that are making babies wanna grow up so fast? Other things you do in the game are that you try on different outfits, like on the red carpet. You bathe Michael Jackson as a little baby. Probably the most disturbing thing I've ever done is grab the sponge and move my finger across Michael Jackson's baby bare chest that was hairless, just like, oh yeah, I'm cleaning this guy up real good. And when I touched him like on his upper chest, he went, hee hee. That didn't happen. That really shouldn't happen. But yeah, the game is just creepy as all heck. And the last game, you guys, is actually a decent game, and it's called Smart Sophia by Shaya Games. And I will say, this is a really cool, interesting, physics-based puzzle platformer that was really dark. I'm not gonna lie. You play as a lost and freaky-looking little girl named Sophia who must reach stars and help her dreams come true. Now, the game is very simple and yet very complex and addicting. The way you play is you move different boxes, you move different obstacles, you move moving platforms, and with the physics physics-based. There's some really hard time physics-based to get the game. You had to jump on things, launch things in the air that land on other things that move platforms. Overall, I will say the graphics are really weird, almost like claymation-ish on the character Sophia, but the rest of the game was really cheaply drawn. For being so simple and so basic, I will say this is the game that I played the most and enjoyed the most. But that's it, guys, for gaming categories. Don't really need to download any of these except the last one. But Elizabeth is coming up with her pick for the hour. She's going to tell us about a game she loved and enjoyed. Elizabeth, let's hear it, ma'am.
Hey guys, I'm really excited to tell you about this game, so we're just gonna jump right into it. My pick this hour is Swordigo by Touchfowl, and it's a mobile adventure game, but it's free on Android. What a surprise, it's $2.99 on iOS. But getting back to the game, Swordigo, there's a pretty decent backstory to it. Usually I prefer to just start playing a game when I'm playing on my phone, since it's usually when I'm waiting for something, so it's just nice to pass the time. But I actually really like this one. Your character wakes up feeling like something is wrong. So you go to look for your master, but then you find out that he's dead. So obviously you're disappointed. And then you find out a bunch of just basically horrible news. The corruptors are back, the road to Florenum is no longer safe, and fields are infested by dwellers of the dark. So this is just wonderful, right? After you hear all of this nightmarish news, you find out that you're the only person who can help. So they basically just say that you carry the skill and courage and to save everybody. So your first mission or quest is to find a legendary sword that can destroy the corruptors. And then another quest along the way is to recover the vase, and there's others just as you keep playing. The game itself is just a gorgeous side-scrolling platformer with a virtual D-pad that was actually pretty accurate, and you can even customize the controls too, which is pretty cool. And there's also some RPG-type elements. You can level up your character and acquire more health, upgrade your arsenal, increase your magic. Like you start out with a lightning bolt, but then you get other cool magic as you keep going. As you play, you make your way through dungeons, towns, you fight massive spiders. Okay, if I was fighting a spider in a dungeon alone, I would just not be able to do it. I'd just be like, guys, go take care of the corruptors on your own. But no, I'm just kidding. But like I said, the game is absolutely gorgeous. There's really crisp, clean graphics. The colors are very rich. I love the green, really stood out to me. And I really liked how the environment adjusts with the music and vice versa. The music is really enchanting in different ways. It's like mystical and magical, but they're telling me that time is running out. So there's also some Zelda-like features in this. Let me know if you see them. But I'm Elizabeth Panos. Try out the game. It's awesome, and let me know what you think.